Oh, there we go. I actually, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. That's not what I was supposed to be doing. I had my dynamite still selected there. Ow! Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be telling you about both the corruption and the crimson, one of which, those are special biomes, one of which will exist in your world, depending which one was generated in your world. Each world is generated with either the corruption or the crimson normally. So I'm just venturing over to my corruption biome while I tell you a little bit about it. Essentially, these biomes, the corruption, the crimson, are kind of considered the heart of darkness, if you will, the sort of source of evil in your world. And as a sort of symbol of that, in the corruption, you'll find Shadow Orbs. In the crimson, you'll find what are they called? Sorry, Crimson Hearts. Yeah, so corruption has Shadow Orbs, crimson has Crimson Hearts, and essentially to progress in the game at a certain point, you'll need to destroy these. Up to 3 of them. You can go ahead and do more if you want. And as you can see here, I am on the edge of the crimson, and I'm starting to encounter the special enemies. The main enemy in the corruption here is called the Eater of Souls. There were sort of different ones with different names at one point, but instead they kind of created different sizes with different stats. And you can see here in the corruption, the layout is actually different whether you have the corruption or the crimson. So the corruption has these chasms that just kind of go down into the ground. I just ventured here very briefly before. And there's some other enemies here as well. There's a Devourer, which is like a really big version of the worm you find underground sometimes. You can see I built a little platform there so I could get out. It can be a little challenging to get out of these chasms because, of course, they're mostly vertical. So I've got my kind of double jump thing. I've got my balloon. Of course, I've got my grappling hook if I need it as well. You'll want to have some of these before you go venturing down into the corruption in particular. But you're also going to want, decent equipment, decent weapons and stats and everything. And you can see there's these demon altars that kind of glow in here. I haven't lit it up with all kinds of torches or anything yet. You can see here are the Shadow Orbs that are kind of underground, and you're going to have to go to some special efforts just to be able to get to these Shadow Orbs. So I'm going to go ahead and start breaking shit. Sorry for the language. I'm going to stick some dynamite here and get the heck out of the way. There are certain ways that you can get into these, but the thing is that, of course, the main thing you'll need to actually be able to mine this stuff out, this is called ebon stone, and of course there's a crimson equivalent. To mine it out, you'll actually need something that you can only get by defeating the boss that you fight after. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. I actually, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. That's not what I was supposed to be doing. I had my dynamite still selected there. But that's amusing, isn't it? All right, let's see what I did. Blew all kinds of holes in the ground here. I had my dynamite selected instead of my weapon. Anyway, here's some of the demonite stuff as well here, which you'll find more of this while you're underground here. Anyway, so I smashed my first Shadow Orb. Oh, see, and you can see I actually can't break this ebon stone, so it's lucky that that was where I could get it. So to smash your first orbs or your first crimson hearts, you're probably going to need either explosives, or the other thing you can do is visit your dryad if you have that NPC. That's your little sort of hippie girl with the leaves and stuff. You can buy some Purification Powder, and maybe I'll show you that in a little bit. I want to break one of these at a time because there's some special stuff that happens once you start breaking these. You gain, first of all, a chance for meteorites to start falling in your world. So, as I say, as a sort of symbol of evil, either the Shadow Orbs or the Crimson Hearts will actually unlock certain things when you start to break them. the first one is that meteorites can, there's a 50% chance the first night after you've broken one that a meteorite will fall, and that applies like for each one. So the thing is that the third one that you break is where you're going to get your boss fight. I'm not going to show you that quite today, but as I say, this is kind of preparation for a lot of things. So I will be showing you the Eater of Worlds boss fight. I think I'll also show you the Brain of Cthulhu, which is the Crimson World equivalent boss fight, because you actually get a different boss for each one. Here, let's go ahead and prepare the way. I'm not going to break this one quite yet, because I want to wait until nighttime, actually, and see if my meteorite lands. So in the meantime, I'm just going to show you this. As I say, there's the chasms. There's a whole series of chasms that come down, and then it has kind of a sort of tunnel layout almost. It's a horizontal, tunnel here, as you can see. It doesn't go quite all the way through. I can't break my way through this. I guess I could bomb my way through that. And you can also use the Purification Powder. What that will actually do, again, purchased from your Dryad, will turn the Ebon Stone into regular stone, so that then you can mine it as you normally would. Let's go ahead and place some things here. I might just cut this to another section in a bit here. I know you don't want to just watch me jump around. So what I'm going to do is move my way across to the next chasm, just to show you the whole layout of the thing. And other than the meteorites, the other thing that it'll unlock is a chance for the Goblin Army to come. So you'll get a message that a Goblin Army is coming. Oh, and there's special stuff in this biome as well, like these vile mushrooms, which you can use for some of your special potions. And you'll get some special stuff from, again, I have a thing that negates fall damage, so I don't have to worry about that. You can see actually here that this kind of overtakes one of the natural biomes. In this case, it's the jungle. It just happened to be spawned kind of right over top. And yeah, it's got various features. I mean, some of it's just like the regular biomes, but it's sort of spawned over top in a section of one of the regular ones. You'll want to have decent stats before you go fighting a whole bunch of these guys, and of course you'll want to have even better stats before you go doing a boss fight against the Eater of Worlds or your Brain of Cthulhu. And again, you've got kind of this sort of series of caves, and it just kind of goes across. It's not necessarily all connected. You may actually have more than one area of either Corruption or Crimson. Like my one other world had at least 2 different completely separate areas. The other thing is that these biomes can spread naturally, actually. Oh, now here's a couple Shadow Orbs that are nicely exposed, so I don't have to bomb everything just to get those out. So now I have a chance of having a Goblin Army come. You'll get a message. A Goblin Army is arriving from the east or the west. And then there's a little while. You get up to 3 messages before they actually come. Again, there's 50% chance of a meteorite. And those things bring other special stuff along with them, of course. You get special loot from the Goblin Army. You get the Goblin Tinkerer once you defeat the Goblin Army, which brings all kinds of extra stuff you can craft. And the Meteorite has all kinds of stuff you can do as well. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. I'm not sure if I'm going to make that. One of my friends is asking me about that. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to make it to the meteorite thing, because I'm only going to be able to show you that this episode if it happens to occur. 50% chance for each orb that I break, so I'm kind of waiting around for the first night to see if a meteorite hits. I'm obviously not going to just show you the whole video, but if the meteorite hits while I'm doing all this stuff, then I'll show you. That's the Devourer I was talking about. Bigger worm, which is now dead. So you can see what I mean by trying to get out of these chasms. Anyway, I'll cut to something more interesting when something more interesting happens. All right, I just got a message. A meteorite has landed. So the trick now is to actually find out where it's going to be. Why don't I get out from where these guys can easily get me? And I can push M to bring up my map. Where's my meteorite at? Da, 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 da. Not really seeing it, so I'm going to have to go look for that, and I'll catch up with you when I do. Okay, so here we are. This is my meteorite site. What the meteorite is and does is it creates its own little biome, essentially. It just kind of overdoes like a certain section. It hits a certain place on the regular map. Now you can see these enemies are hurting me because I don't have protection from fire. Essentially, the meteorite itself and these enemies will light you on fire. So you need to, ideally, you want to do this actually after you've defeated the Eater of Worlds or the Brain of Cthulhu. You'll want to do that after so that you can have your nightmare pickaxe or the crimson equivalent, the pickaxe that you get from the materials that you get from defeating those bosses, because that's going to allow you to mine this out. It's also going to allow you to mine obsidian, which you're going to need to protect yourself from the meteor and the on fire effects here. Effectively, it's the same as like standing on hellstone, that kind of thing. You'll want either an obsidian skull, or there's a few other items that you can combine that obsidian skull into for more advanced items, or an obsidian skin potion. Let me just get out of here for a second while I explain. But you can see it kind of hits a spot, makes a dent, and actually these guys replace all other enemies. You won't see any other enemies while these guys are around. As long as you're close to the meteorite there. So obsidian skin potion, either way, you're going to need some obsidian, of course, which you'll find underground where water meets lava. If you really need to, you can use your map utility that I showed you in the other episode to locate that. But really, anywhere where water is meeting lava, you can bottle up some water or a bucket. I think actually you need a bucket to pour some water on the lava to create obsidian. And you'll need your nightmare pickaxe or the crimson equivalent to actually mine that stuff out. So let's see specifics. Obsidian skull you can build out of 20 obsidian. Obsidian skin potion, you'll need 1 bottled water, which is just a bottle plus water, a fire blossom, 1 obsidian, and 1 water leaf. So that's a simple one. It lasts for 4 minutes. That's the thing. It's a temporary item, but 4 minutes is a pretty good amount of time to either mine yourself some meteorite or mine yourself some hellstone. You're going to need both of those. So again, you probably want to defeat those bosses and do that first. I'm going to try to see if I can. I was hoping maybe my lava charm would protect me, because the funny thing is I have a lava charm which will give me immunity from lava for up to 7 seconds, but it apparently doesn't protect me from those blocks, so that's kind of interesting. I was hoping that it would, and then maybe I could kind of just cheat a little bit and get somewhere with this. I don't know, can I? Okay, I think my inventory is full, so I need to like throw something out. Oh, I got a musket. Yeah, I can get meteorite. Okay, so as long as I don't actually touch it, I can actually mine it. And you can build a bunch of cool stuff from that. Now, for mining the meteorite, you notice I could do that. I can actually mine the ore from it. So you'll need either a gold or platinum pickaxe for that, which of course I do have. So I can mine it. And then you can make stuff from it. You can make a space gun, which fires lasers, does 18 damage normally from 20 meteorite bars, which is 60 meteorite ore. And you can make that at your anvil. Uses 8 mana. It doesn't actually count for a gun. It won't help you unlock the arms dealer if you haven't already. But you notice from breaking those Shadow Orbs and the Crimson Hearts, you do have a chance of getting a gun from them, and I did actually here. Got a musket. I already had guns, of course. I covered that already in another episode. You can also make a star cannon, which requires 5 fallen stars, 20 meteorite bars, so same amount of meteorite, but it also requires 5 fallen stars and a mini shark, again at the anvil. Now the cool thing about that, unlike the space gun, which uses mana for ammo, the the star cannon does 55 damage, so it does huge amounts of damage, but it requires fallen stars for ammo. Now I've got 99 of those, so that's not a huge problem for me. Let's see, can I even stack more than 99 of those? Because I've got another one right here. No, I'm collecting. Oh, I've got another batch going here. Actually, and speaking of which, you can craft a mana crystal from fallen stars, which requires 3. So there we go. And if I use that, I've got more mana. Yay! So you can get up to 200 mana that way, which would be 10 stars. See, I'm up to 60 now. I should probably craft more of those, especially if I'm going to build a space gun. And especially since I have so many fallen stars, but I can also use them as ammo for the star cannon. Again, 5 fallen stars, 20 meteorite bars, which is 60 ore, and a mini shark crafted at your anvil, and it fires fallen stars, which do 55 damage. So if you got lots of fallen stars kicking around, that's pretty awesome. Whereas the space gun does 18. Now, if you've got a full set of meteorite armor, which is another matter, then that will actually not require mana. You basically get free ammo, which is what's cool about that. So if you've got enough meteorite that you can craft your full set of meteorite armor, your meteorite gun, first of all, doesn't use ammo anymore, which is awesome. You get free ammo, but also it actually does a little more damage. Instead of the normal 18 for the space gun, it'll do 21 damage. So I'm going to dig some of this up and see what I can do. I'll show you what I can do when I get there. Again, I have to be careful not to touch it. Now, interestingly, this is a way I can kind of hop into the dungeon here, but I think those guys will come and kill me, because I haven't defeated Skeletron, the boss, yet. But yeah, I've got a little kind of opening into the thing if I mine through that. And it's going to be a bit of a challenge to mine this stuff away with these guys trolling around anyway. So really, I should be getting the proper stuff after the boss fight before I do this. But I'm going to give it a try just the same. I've got pretty good stats otherwise, so we'll give it a go, and we'll show you that if we can. Okay, so I did it. It was a pretty tedious process to say the least, but I mined out almost all of that meteorite. Apparently, if there's 50 or less blocks of meteorite left, those meteorite head guys will stop spawning. You can see I died here a couple of times to those guys. I just kind of put my tombstones on the platform where you can see here I kind of built a series of platforms, and once I got some space I could fight those guys. But it was a really tedious process of fighting meteorite heads, mining, fighting, mining, fighting, mining, back and forth very quickly. But let's go back. And now I have more than enough material here to craft, well, a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, I'm going to get my meteorite armor. I'm going to get my space gun. So let's see, let's get started here. First of all, I'm going to need to make meteorite bars, and here we are. We've got little cratery things going on here. So in total, for the meteorite armor and the space gun, you're going to need 270 ore or 90 bars, which is right there. For the star cannon, you're also going to need 20 bars, so I'm going to do that as well. Oh, I can only hold so many in one slot. Let's just do another 20. Okay, so put that there, put that in the garbage. I got some other stuff. Oh, where'd I get silver ore? I don't even know. All right. Then, right, I need to be at my anvil to craft the armor and stuff. So here we are. Meteor Helmet. I'll just stick my other ones in the accessory slot for the moment. Meteor Helmet, Meteor Suit, Meteor Leggings, aka Greaves. And here's my space gun. I don't even know I was about to put this. All right, so now we can do my space gun. Let's check that out. Put that in slot 3. And I need a couple more things. All right, I need my, well, I've got lots of money once I add with this, which I've been hoarding in a chest here. But we'll go now to the arms dealer, just over here. Got more NPCs. These are mostly decorating guys. Hey, buddy, I just need a mini shark. There we go, mini shark, got it done. Which is worth an achievement, by the way. I actually hadn't bought one until now because I need it for this particular recipe. So my space gun is going to be 5 fallen stars, 20 meteorite bars, and 1 mini shark at the anvil. Here we are. Oh, sorry, I already made the space gun. I was talking about the star cannon. So boom, there we go. Let's just put that up there. Let's fire these babies off. Oh, I've got my platinum armor still in my social slot, so that's what's showing. I also picked up a cool ancient shadow scale mail, but we'll talk about that later. That was while I was fighting enemies. It's a rare drop. All right, so here's what my meteorite looks like. Notice the cool flame effects. Meteorite armor, and now I can fire off my space gun. Pew, 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 pew. And it doesn't use anything at all. It would normally use mana. 8 per thing, and I also filled up all my mana things there. And then we've got our star cannon. Ooh. Does that land? Can I get that back? No, that looks like a no. Although there are certain armors that will take away a chance to use ammo, so that's useful as well. So there we've got it. We've got the corruption. I showed you all that stuff. I showed you smashing the Shadow Orb. I actually only smashed one, and I didn't expect to get the Goblin Army and the Meteorite both from just one. What else do I need to show you right now, though? There's more stuff that happens in hard mode, like your corruption and your crimson will spread 2 times faster. They actually do spread. They'll spread through some other things, like through the jungle and through certain types of blocks, like stone and stuff. I did want to show you the Purification Powder, but I guess, so yeah, there's my Dryad here, Faye the Dryad with the green stuff. She has the leaves and the whatnot. I can go buy some Purification Powder from her. I can put it on some Ebonstone, and then I can mine through it. Again, you'll want to not mine your meteorite the way I did. I suffered a couple fatalities there. You'll want to actually defeat either the Eater of Worlds or the Brain of Cthulhu first. Get your obsidian mining equipment. Go mine some obsidian. Make your skin potion or your skull or both. So here we go. Yeah, Purification Powder. It's only 75 copper, so it's almost free. Just go beat up some slimes or something for your money. Take the slimes lunch money. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, you might need a bunch of it, but you get the idea. You can put that on some Ebonstone, and then you can mine through it, and that'll allow you to break your things, your Shadow Orb or your Crimson Heart. Hey, sorry, abrupt cut here. I just wanted to explain. I mentioned fighting the Goblin Army, which I actually did do during the making of this video, but I decided it's going to be too long to include in all the same video. It's going to be like over half an hour. So I'm going to do that as my next video, actually. So, you know, it was a 50-50 getting the meteorite the night after breaking the Shadow Orb. I only broke the one. Got it. And then I also got the Goblin Army, which is a 1 in 15 each night after you've met the criteria. So I got both right away. another like 10 minutes to fight the Goblin Army. It was too much for this video, so hope you like the video as is. Next time I'm going to just post that Goblin Army. It's going to be a short one. Then I'll be doing some boss fights. I'll again show you the Eater of Worlds boss fight. I'll show you the Crimson along with the Brain of Cthulhu boss fight. That should be pretty quick as well. So yeah, you got at least those 3 coming up. I'll probably do the Queen Bee and some other stuff as well. Hope you like the video. Let me know what you think. Do you want to see the boss fights more? Do you want to see other stuff? Anything else you want to see? Anyway, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.